Looking at the news headlines of the last 10 years, one might think that Ukraine is all about war. You may also get the impression that Ukraine and the world have only one thing in common: the goal to stop Russia. But the truth is that Ukraine and Ukrainians have always been part of the world culture, science, and economy. Ukraine has always been closer to you than you thought. It was in famous paintings, in your headphones, and in your smartphone apps. How come? Let's look at the context. The song Carol of the Bells is known all over the world. It has become a classic soundtrack and the unofficial anthem of Christmas. This composition is a gift to the world from the Ukrainian composer Mykola Leontovich. Its original title is Щедрик. The music and lyrics are based on Ukrainian folk art. It was first performed in the United States on the 5th of October 1922 at the legendary Carnegie Hall. The English adaptation was made by Peter Wilchowski 14 years later. Ukrainian culture has inspired world-famous artists. The French impressionist Edgar Degas created a series of paintings depicting dancers in Ukrainian folk costumes. Degas' Ukrainian dancers are exhibited at the National Gallery in London. Kazimir Malevich's Black Square is a true icon of world avant-garde art and needs no introduction. The artist was born in Kyiv and grew up in Ukraine. He was the only artist in the world to depict the dramatic situation of Ukrainian villages during the Holodomor, artificial famine engineered by the Soviet regime in Ukraine in 1932–33. Another Ukrainian, Serge Lifar, was a star of the French ballet. He headed the ballet company of the Grand Opéra and choreographed more than 200 ballet performances, which were admired by audiences all over the world. Ukrainians have participated in the technological and scientific revolution. Take Ivan Puluy, one of the early founders of the science of X-rays. The image of the skeleton of a 7-month-old child, published by this scientist, is considered fundamental to the use of X-rays in anatomy. The inventor of the world's first electric tram was Fyodor Pirotsky from Poltava, Ukraine. In 1880, he was the first to electrify a horse-drawn railway, creating the most environmentally friendly form of transport. Ihor Sikorsky, a world-renowned aircraft designer, was born and educated in Kyiv. When the Bolsheviks seized power, Sikorsky was forced to emigrate to the United States because his life was in danger. In the USA, he designed the world's first mass-produced helicopter. By the way, he was also the holder of helicopter pilot license number 1. Ukrainian Sergei Korolev is an idol of Elon Musk's. He was an aircraft and rocket designer and an astronautics specialist. The first ballistic missile, the first artificial Earth satellite, and the first manned spaceflight were launched under his leadership. A co-founder of the world's most popular messenger, WhatsApp, also has Ukrainian roots. Jan Koum was born and raised in Kyiv region. In the US, he founded a company that was later bought by Facebook for $19 billion. Apart from giving the world great entrepreneurs and inventors, Ukraine is home to numerous tech companies. Let's take a look at the Ukrainian startup Grammarly, an assistant app for improving written communication used by more than 30 million people daily. Snoop Dogg, Britney Spears, and Dua Lipa use products from Reface to create content. This company was also founded in Ukraine and has over 250 million downloads worldwide. PetCube has combined two of the most important things in the modern world: technology and pets. Their innovative product makes it possible for you to play with your pets remotely. And what about Hollywood? There are also many people from Ukraine. It turns out that star director Steven Spielberg also has Ukrainian roots. When he visited Kyiv in 2006, he even said, "I'm home." Mila Kunis, Mila Jovovich, Vera Farmiga, Catherine Winnick, and Ivana Sakhno are another galaxy of Hollywood actresses who were born in Ukraine or have Ukrainian ancestry. And this is not just a reason to be proud. It is a trend that clearly shows centuries of imperial and Soviet occupation forced Ukrainians to leave their homeland and seek salvation abroad. Putin's new invasion of Ukraine aims to do what Russia sought to do for centuries: to destroy Ukrainian culture and science, break family ties, and tear people away from their roots. But this time, it is much harder for Russia to reach that goal. After all, now, the civilized humankind knows that Ukraine was and is the homeland of people who changed the world with their discoveries. There is much more to Ukraine than the ongoing war. This is a country that creates, inspires, and translates the future into reality.